Strapping, guys, because we have another scandal. This is StickerGate, a massive drama that unfolded on Threads over the course of like 1 week. You saw the title, you know what we're getting into. And again, I want to add a disclaimer, please don't send hate to any parties involved. So this involves this creator by the name of Rachel, who goes by the handle Rachel Doodles and More. And it essentially all kicked off with this tweet. Now, because Rachel's profile is private, I have a whole bunch of screenshots. I didn't grab everything, but I grabbed a lot. So we're gonna go off of this. 6 days ago on Threads, Rachel made this post that reads, apparently I lost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars today because a mom who almost bought my K-pop Demon Hunter blanket discovered I have ... political opinions. She was this close to telling all her rich friends about me, but I guess my woke agenda scared her away. Sigh. Guess I'll have to survive without the Patriot Mom shopping network. Now, by woke agenda, this was because Rachel is a political artist. They sell a lot of stickers and other merch like blankets, etc. that are very, very left-wing, you know, like F ICE, F Trump, stuff like that. So that is like the essential context to the type of work that she creates. And this is the email. It's from Anonymous with an email by the name of no money for woke business owners at AOL.com. And the comment says, I just want to let you know how disappointed I am. A friend of mine shared a picture of your K-pop Demon Hunter blanket and I thought it was adorable. I was this close to placing a huge order, not just for me, but for my kids, my nieces and nephews, even the other moms in our group chat. I was already planning to share your website with my entire Facebook group of over 200 moms who love supporting small businesses. You could have made hundreds of dollars from me alone, and thousands once all my friends started buying too. But then I made the mistake of finding your ridiculously democratic stickers, or it was written as democratic, as well as your woke little social media account. I was horrified by what I found, post after post pushing your woke political agenda, mocking good Christian conservatives, and even celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. How disgusting. I cannot in good conscience give my money to somebody who supports such hateful, divisive nonsense. You could have been successful if you just kept your politics to yourself, but instead you had to go and alienate half the country. Such a shame. I'll be spending my money with a company that actually respects our values and loves America. Have fun with your little activist sticker shop. You just lost out on hundreds of dollars because you couldn't stop being political about everything. God bless. And then in the comments, Rachel wrote, I can't respond to everyone, but thank you. Because this post went viral on Threads, 26.1 thousand likes, 2.4K thousand comments. And Rachel adds, I see the in-stock blanket sold out, so I did open a pre-order. For everyone asking where to shop, my website is doodlesandsketches.com. So at first, Rachel was putting a lot of tweets, stuff in this sentiment, essentially. Kind of like oh, we rose up against the haters, we beat them out, you know. Lost a MAGA mob potential customer worth hundreds, if not thousands. Gained a community worth everything. $2,266 in the last 24 hours, 50 plus orders, blanket sold out, and my faith in humanity fully restored. Turns out compassion and chaos sell better than hate ever will. I am so tired of MAGA telling me I can't do this without them. They're not the backbone of small businesses. They are the people threatening it because somebody had the nerve to say, quote, hey, maybe somebody deserves rights, end quote. I'm not scared of losing their money. And you know, more posts like this. A photo of all the orders going out and they write, over 100 orders going out today. Who got a happy mail notification? There's another one. Holy crap. 81 orders already, and it's November 1st. After a week of med changes and PMS of doom, I genuinely didn't expect to feel this kind of hope today. But you all, you've showed up for me again. For my art, my story, and this tiny business that keeps me going. I am so damn grateful. And Rachel writes, so since my first email to MAGA Karen of the Patriotic Mom Shopping Network didn't bounce, I may have sent her an email thanking her for her form submission with the screenshot of the sales in the last 24 hours. No idea if she will reply. But hey, at least her God bless bit really bit her in the ass. And again, because the first thing you saw wasn't like an email, it was apparently like a form submission Rachel had on their website that this hater submitted to. And then apparently the hater replied. Rachel writes, oh my God, she replied, and of course she uses Comic Sans. And then so there was the form, right? And then Rachel replied, is this actually a real email? Hi Anonymous, thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts about my woke little sticker shop. And this apparently is the reply email with the attachment. And the hater, who goes by the name Michelle Miller, writes, Rachel, wow, you really think you're clever, don't you? Typical liberal behavior by twisting things around and acting smug. You can mock me all you want, but everyone knows your viral success is fake. There's no way your little sticker shop made $6,000 overnight. You probably probably made that number up for attention and validation from your woke echo chamber. Backtracking a little bit, this is the email Rachel sent to Michelle. So Rachel wrote, "Hi Anonymous, thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts about my woke little sticker shop. I truly appreciate the passion behind your message. You'll be happy to know your email made quite an impact. It went viral, sparked thousands of laughs, and ended up giving my small business the best sales I ever had. Over 6,000 orders in one day, all thanks to your heartfelt warning that I'd lose hundreds. So while I understand you'll be shopping elsewhere, I genuinely thank you for the exposure and entertainment. You've reminded me that standing by my values is worth far more than any sale." And you'll see as I show you more screenshots, there's a lot that I didn't screenshot, but most of Rachel's page was like talking about how many sales they got, how much money they were making, how many followers they got. Here are some more examples of the bragging posts. Where did 41,000 followers come from? A day later, holy crap, I have 50,000 followers. Thanks, Michelle. Guys, what have you done? I've made more in sales today than I did the entire month of October. But the email continues from Michelle. "You think being rude and condescending makes you strong, but it just shows your true colors. You are arrogant, hateful, and intolerant. You can pretend you're better than people like me, but at least I don't need to tear others down to feel good about myself." And by the way, that mirror comment, real mature. You've just proven exactly why people like me don't support small businesses like yours anymore. Enjoy your made-up sales and your online fan club of miserable liberals. God bless. You clearly need it. Michelle. Some more posts from Rachel, and Rachel made like a little subcategory in threads called Thanks Michelle. "So, which sticker do you think caused me to lose hundreds, maybe thousands from Michelle and the Patriotic Shopping Network? Was it F Donald and crew? Didn't survive a pandemic for this crap? MAGA men really think their truck nuts and small opinions make them alphas. They hate that I get paid to be loud, weird, political, and creative. Love that for me." And then there was another email. And so Rachel posts the screenshot and says, "I can see it now. I'm reporting her because I harassed her and now I'm facing the consequences of my actions. Also, I haven't effing emailed her since yesterday, so I guess she's just throwing this massive tantrum now because she thought I would feel sad privately rather than share her messages with my followers and getting orders as a result of this." So yeah, I just again just want you to note how much Rachel talks about the orders and how much money they make. So Michelle adds, "You need to stop emailing me right now or I'm reporting you to every Facebook business beware group I have access to for harassment. Consider this my last warning. Michelle." And then Rachel continues to tweet, "You'll never guess who emailed me suggesting that since I used her emails as marketing that I now owe her sales money. Guess. Oh, and Michelle, no sales money for you, but I'll happily contribute to some amazing charities in your honor." And again, these posts are going viral, right? These got 6.8 thousand likes and 4.1 thousand likes respectively. Rachel adds, "So I guess we're calling her Mish Hell now. I was trying to find a tactful way to make a sticker about her, but without pissing off the good Michelles. So yes, Mish Hell it is." And then Rachel adds a poll. Who has more audacity? Last week edition poll. Michelle, man in gas station. Rachel's talking about this a lot. And of course, when things happen to you, you are of course entitled and allowed to talk about your experience. I'm just saying, just keep note of that. Then Rachel shows a screenshot of their inbox with 6 new emails from Michelle, writing, "I'm just gonna say, yikes, Michelle. I'm debating if I should read these on the way to pick up my new printer." And over the course of all of this, basically, Rachel's printer broke down and then they bought a new printer. But also throughout basically all of this, there was a lot more talking about sales and money that she's made that I didn't screenshot. There was a post about making $1,000 in sales. There was a post about hitting 500 orders. There was another post about, getting a lot of orders and this is like the most they've ever seen. There was also a post about making $10,000 in sales. So yeah, it was a lot of like, oh wow, like we stood up against the haters. Look how much money I'm making now. But going back to this post, right? And then the inbox one had 23,000 likes. Rachel replied to that saying, "For those asking the times, sorry doing this in the car, super awkward. I'm on my laptop." And you can see the times that were sent. It was anywhere from 1:58 a.m. all the way to 4:16 p.m. But yeah, so this is, a new printer because their old printer broke. But it's kind of showing that, they're making good money. They made $10,000 in sales and they also gained, I think, like 30,000 followers during this, maybe around there. So then Rachel goes and shows the 6 emails. Email number 1, sent 1:58 a.m. November 4th. "Rachel, I hope you're proud of yourself. I saw what you posted." By the way, I'm a big M- user. Doesn't mean use AI just because you use M-dashes, but just added that. "The screenshots, the comments, the people laughing at me. You've turned me into some kind of joke. And for what? Because I told you the truth? Because I stood up for what I believe in? I wrote you a private contact form. Private. And you blasted it all over the internet so your little fan club could dogpile me. And now you're getting orders and attention like it's something to celebrate. You're literally profiting off of bullying and hate, and somehow I'm the bad guy." And note the italics too. "It's disgusting, Rachel. You call yourself a business owner, but all you've done is mock hardworking, God-fearing Americans who actually care about this country. You wouldn't even be relevant if it weren't for me saying something. I guess you should be thanking me because clearly I made you famous. But don't worry, because karma catches up to people who build success on lies and cruelty. You can laugh now, but deep down, you know you crossed the line. This is the second email, titled Pay Me, sent 3 a.m. in the morning. Rachel, I cannot believe what you've done. I reached out to you in good faith to warn you about how your business was reflecting on decent Americans, and you turned it into some sort of viral freak show. Do you have any idea how many people sent me your posts? How many strangers are messaging me because you decided to make a spectacle of my words? You've made thousands of dollars off my name, off my message, off the controversy that I started. And now everyone's acting like you're some kind of hero while I'm being harassed for trying to stand up for morals and common sense. You built an entire marketing campaign off my email, my words, and I didn't see a single cent. That's theft, Rachel. Intellectual property, emotional labor, free publicity. Whatever you want to call it, you know exactly what you did. I expect compensation for the role I played in your success. 20% of your earnings from the week you went viral would be a start, or at the very least, public acknowledgement that I'm the reason you even have this platform. You can mock me all you want, but you and I both know your little liberal fan base wouldn't have rallied around you if it weren't for me. I gave you your moment. You should be thanking me. I'll be watching to see how you handle this. And Rachel replied, this is now the second email suggesting I pay her. Ugh. So email number 3, titled I'll Do Better, 4 a.m. Rachel, okay, you know what? I've had it. I'm done being the punchline while you sit back and cash checks off my name. If you won't credit me, if you won't pay me, then I'll beat you at your own game. I'm launching a site. A real one. Gorgeous hoodies, enamel mugs, prayer circle scarves, the whole patriotic shebang made for real moms who actually love this country, not performative internet clout chasers. I have people, I have groups, I have reach. You think your little liberal cheer squad can compete with thousands of MAGA moms who will buy anything that says "We the People" in cursive? Please. You've made bank off my words. Fine. I'll make way more. I'll sell it on Sunday church bulletins, on porch groups, at bake sales, at school fundraisers. I'll have more organic reach than your algorithm ever dreamed of. You'll see my site, my brand, my face on stickers and blankets. And yes, I'll have a line called Doing God's Work, one sticker at a time. And don't think for a second I'm being nice about it. I'll be everywhere. Targeted ads, neighborhood threads, phone calls. People will send their friends. Orders will flood in. You'll refresh your sales page and wonder how the hell my one comment turned into a whole business vertical. Also, let's be clear. You owe me. I didn't ask for viral fame. I got dragged into it, and I got harassed for it. A modest cut of your windfall is the least you could do, or at minimum, a public line saying, thanks, Michelle, for the free publicity. But you'd rather keep the money and the applause, and that's on you. I'll take my victory elsewhere. Enjoy your moment, Rachel. I hope the spotlight is warm because I'm coming for your demographic share, and I don't do subtle. Email 4, you'll see, 10 a.m. Rachel, I don't even know what's happening anymore. You think this is funny? You think all those people buying your little stickers means you won? Newsflash, you just woke up a beast. I've already got a domain name, a logo, and women asking me where to pre-order. You don't own cute designs, sweetheart. Just wait. MAGA moms are going to blow your hippie nonsense out of the water. My neighbor's cousins run a print shop. My pastor's wife has followers. It's over for you. Don't act like I didn't warn you. I'll be bigger, louder, realer. And then Rachel wrote, hippie nonsense, in like the SpongeBob cap text. Email 5, 12:36 p.m. Rachel, you think silence makes you innocent? Everyone knows. Everyone. This is bigger than stickers now. Way bigger. Just wait. By the way, just remember these words, the foreshadowing that will happen. Email 6, 2:26 p.m. Rachel, I hope you're happy. My email is flooded. My phone won't stop buzzing. And I just got subscribed to some Democrats for Equality newsletter and a gay sweater box thing. I can't even open AOL without another stranger calling me a monster. You did this. You turned me into some meme for your followers to laugh at while I'm sitting here drowning in hate mail. I tried to help you, and now my reputation is trashed. You ruined everything. And this got 28,000 likes 2 days ago. And there was a 7th email. And Rachel writes, and how the Rachel Doodles ruined Michelle's Christmas. Email 7. You ruined Christmas. I can't even get those stupid blankets because of you. Everyone's talking about them and I can't even look at your page without wanting to scream. And Rachel says, I ruined Christmas because she can't buy a blanket. Yep. Thank God she's been quiet since. Apparently, according to Rachel, the email is now gone. She deleted the whole email, I think. That or her inbox got clogged. How convenient, Rachel. We'll see. This email is gone. But is Michelle gone? And Rachel had posted this because people were just kind of confused as to how they got Michelle's email. Rachel writes, clearing up a few things that left some confusion with Michelle. 1, how do we get her email? I replied to the email sent on the contact form. I sent her a thank you mail to be petty after going viral. She originally contacted me anonymously on my contact me form on my website, but I left her email accessible because I originally thought it was a fake email. Her name is attached to the email, the AOL one. This is how we learned the name. But yeah, Again, I just want you to note there were a lot of brags about how many sales were made. It was a lot. A lot. Probably like 3/4 of like the threads were like, I made this much sales. I'm really grateful. And of course, when something really good happens, you're completely entitled to celebrate it in the way that you see fit, to share about the things that make you excited and bring you joy publicly, right? Everyone has that right. So people started feeling like it was a little suspicious because, okay, really, like, people get hate all the time. If you're an artist, if you are especially like front facing political, you will just get a lot of hate, especially if you're also POC, you'll get even more hate. This is like a kind of the normal existence of being front facing on the internet. But people kind of felt like, hey, this is getting a little excessive. You know, you got a viral post, you had a hater. What are the odds this person sent you like 9 separate emails hating on you? And the emails are all worded very interestingly. The emails are low-key praising you, you know? Things like, enjoy your moment. I hope the spotlight is warm. You don't own cute designs, sweetheart. It just felt a little interesting. People were questioning the realities of it because the likelihood of this happening is so low. Of course, like there are the fringe cases of like really, really wild haters in your email, but like the chances of having a wild hater in your inbox sending all of these emails, who also sends it with proper grammar, who also publicly has their name attached to their email, like they didn't use an anonymous email, their name is there. And conveniently, all these emails came after you had your first post that generated you a lot of sales. But you'll never believe what people found out. Remember the email that was sent? It was sent from an AOL email address called No Money for Woke Business Owners with 2 S's. Well, there's this post from Threads user Grumpy Greetings Co. writing, the math ain't mathing, but the numbers sure are. What is this? So it's the email address, no money for woke something something something. And to verify the email address, the first number is 5 and the last 2 digits are 85. That is the phone number attached to the email. To send a verification code, the last 4 digits were revealed to be 3885. And these are DMs between Grumpy and Rachel, where Grumpy says, oh, I feel like I should give you my number because I forget DMs. And they provide their number. Rachel responded, hi, my number is, the first number is 5. The last 4 digits are 3885. So it turns out the hater Michelle, who was sending all of these emails to little poor Rachel, harassing her for her political views, was actually Rachel herself. What the hell? So here's what some commenters had to say. Wicked Midwest Witch said, by about email 2, I figured it was a scam. I know there are tons of terrible people who are not afraid to give their opinions, but it was so over the top. It read like a terrible Hallmark drama. I had been planning to buy some stuff from them when I'm not living in a hotel anymore, but I think I'd rather take my business elsewhere. Maybe an adorably grumpy company. I really appreciate you doing sleuth work on this. I hope she gets what she needs from life, but this was so icky. Also, humorously, the posts were all getting community noted. This is the original post, which was the form submission. The community note says, Rachel created this troll as a marketing tool and it was proven by matching the phone numbers between the contact form and with emails. And Avenge Medusa said, here she is gassing somebody else up who's trying to do the same thing. And here is another person who apparently has a hater in their email as well, writing like 4 or 5 paragraphs about how much they suck. And Rachel comments, dude, is Michelle getting to you? Because holy crap, it's so similar. Is it similar because it's the same person, or is it similar because both y'all went to ChatGPT and then, you know, typed in right-wing Karen hater email? Looking back at the emails that the hater Michelle sent, you can see a lot of projection, and maybe this is hindsight being 2020. So maybe I'm looking too much into it. Let me know. A lot of these emails are talking about money. A lot of them. Right? And like Rachel's whole threads, and I wish I could show you because I should have screen recorded. Man, I was up super early to take my cat to the vet to get his nuts snipped. Poor Chip. So I was kind of out of it when I was collecting all these screenshots. But like email number 2, talking about money. Again, this is also email 2, but talking about asking for a cut of the money. Email 3, again, talking about money and how much money Rachel made. And talking about how viral Rachel went, how warm the spotlight is. Again, another mention of all the sales Rachel's getting in email 4. Email number 7. Like, what hater would send an email like this? You ruined Christmas. I can't get blankets because everyone's talking about your blankets and how cool and successful and pretty they are. And I can't look at it. Like, huh? If somebody were hating on you this bad to be sending 9 emails, I really don't think they would be subtly complimenting you throughout all of these hate emails. Like, I don't know, right? And then people were wondering basically, like, how did Grumpy get all this information? So Grumpy made this thread about it, stating that basically they went to AOL, put the email in, and was like, oh, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm just a hater? And the first digit matched Rachel's number. And the last two also matched Rachel's number. And then they submitted the verification to show the last 4 digits, and that also matched. And then Grumpy basically posted the receipts, and then a lot of people were kind of like 50-50. A lot of people were like standing Rachel, being like, Rachel did nothing wrong, da 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 da, and like sending hate to Grumpy. And then like people were accusing Grumpy of like sending hate to Rachel. And then Grumpy made a follow up basically being like, yeah, don't harass Rachel, like she's a human being. And also a deeper level to this is, why is Grumpy so involved in this in the first place, right? Besides the fact that Grumpy figured this out and actually had Rachel's number. Apparently they were actually friends, which brings us to an even deeper level. Now, this is the word on the street, and take this with a massive grain of salt, because I could not find screenshots of this. I dug through both of these people's pages like forever, and I could not find it. But apparently, allegedly, word on the street, Grumpy had experienced a hater that sent them an email, and they got a little bit of success that bumped their sales up a little bit. And again, Grumpy and Rachel were friends this whole time. Allegedly, the theory is that Rachel saw the little success that Grumpy got and was jealous and wanted to recreate it for themselves, which is where the Michelle saga came out. And to clear up again why they posted the information Grumpy had added, it wasn't about canceling, it was about clarity. There's a difference between stirring up drama and standing up for what's right. When people are exchanging money, when customers are getting pulled into something under false pretenses, that matters. Transparency matters. I didn't post to destroy someone's life. I posted to hold somebody's accountable. And to this, I completely agree. A lot of people were harassing Grumpy, being like, you shouldn't have posted this. Why are you posting the receipts that basically shows that Rachel were sending these emails to herself? But because she's blatantly lying and the sales that she generated were under a false pretense, right? People were purchasing from her thinking that they're supporting a hard-working mom who made stickers and is like, you know, struggling to make ends meet and is under harassment from this evil MAGA woman. And it's just not true. It just isn't. Right? You were sold a lie and you emotionally fell for this lie. And I don't blame you at all, because that shows you're an empathetic person, but she is profiting off of this. And I do think that in cases like this, you got to bring it to the table so that people who purchase from you or this individual can make an informed decision as to how they spend their money, right? So they know that they're spending their money on something that's a fraud. And if you still choose to spend your money on this lie, this sham of a Michelle saga, then that's up to you, right? Your money, your prerogative, do whatever you want with it. But at least now you are fully aware of the entire situation. Informed consent. Also, Grumpy was posting a bunch on their threads page as well, like kind of explaining their feelings, etc. They were basically asking to not be tagged in the Rachel situation, because a lot of people were comparing the two, because both of them are sticker businesses that make stickers that are both like leftist political stickers, so kind of existing in the same niche. And Grumpy basically expressed that they were like, yo, you know, like, I don't feel really good when you guys compare us too, because like I see she's getting sales and I don't feel really good. This was before all this came out, right? But it was kind of like happy for her. But, you know, like I am, you know, feeling inadequate in comparison, and it would be better for my mental health just to not be compared. People were like harping on Grumpy about this, being like, you shouldn't feel this way, like da da da. And like, I feel like that's just kind of odd. Like, Grumpy's feelings are very valid. I feel like in this case, right? Like, you work hard to get to this point. You played by the books. You didn't make like a fake, you know, Michelle scandal to promote your sales and stuff like that. And then somebody lies, cooks up an insane marketing scheme. And then now everyone's comparing you to the fraudster, and the fraudster is doing financially well. And you're like, yeah, that feels bad. That feels really bad. You know, you're valid to be upset about this. And again, it's all likely because we don't know, but allegedly Rachel saw the situation Grumpy had with the hater, and Grumpy had made like a little coupon, you know, being like, oh, F the hater, something. I couldn't find the coupon anymore. And they got some success from that. And it feels like they tried to copy what genuinely happened to you to try to like profit off a lie. Also, this is completely like a side tangent, but this creator Grumpy was actually involved in like a different controversy called Sherlock. That was also a situation that happened on Threads. This is going to be like the most bare bones summary, so don't quote me on this, like take this with a grain of salt. But there was a user by the name of Sherlock who has a lot of followers, and they post these like long stories, experiences, and they had this whole story basically. It was like a multi-part thread story where they were live updating about a birthday party. And they had two lines that people really resonated with. One of the lines was, "I don't know how to cut the cake." And the second line was, "I walked off to admire the walls." These were lines that Sherlock had written in their like multi-part thread story. Went really, really viral. Every story piece went really viral. And so Grumpy like quickly went and made stickers of these lines. This one, "I don't know how to cut the cake." And then this other line, "I walked off to admire the walls." And they basically made it like immediately after the story went viral. So like same day or like the day after, something like that. Really, really quick. And you can see here, Grumpy had posted, "Still waiting to hear back and will take them down if she wants me to, but these bees are live on the website." And then people were basically kind of like, "Hey, like it's kind of weird that you like made stickers to basically profit off of essentially an author's work so quickly. It's like still on the press. Like it hasn't even been taken off the press yet. And you've already got stickers to make money off of this. Like what the heck?" And essentially the defense kind of was, "Hey, like this is like a viral trend and this is just what people do to capitalize on the trend." Other people were like, "Yo, but this is an author's work. It is their words you're trying to use." So it was really like all over the place kind of on threads. But yeah, essentially the conclusion that seemed to have happened is that they kind of talked it out in DMs, and Sherlock was like, "Yeah, it's okay if people make stickers of this, just donate the profits to charity." And then it looked like Grumpy themselves, and they also leveraged their community to purchase things off of an Amazon wishlist for the House of Ruth Maryland, which is a nonprofit organization for those experiencing DV. And I wish I had the screenshot, but the reason why I mentioned the entire thing is because it was a really positively resolved controversy where people were like, "Yo, big dubs to Grumpy, big dubs to Sherlock. Now we are raising more money for charities and those suffering from DV. Big dub." I'm mentioning this again because there is a thread post from Rachel that I can't see now because her account is private. And essentially, she posted something along the lines of, "I want to experience a Sherlock." Again, that level of fame, right? So you can see there's this history of Rachel kind of like looking and seeking for fame. And there are screenshots of that tweet floating around somewhere. So if I find it, I'll like stick it in or have my editor stick it in here. But again, going back to Grumpy Greetings Co. and the involvement with Rachel, their account was getting reported. And I wonder why? There is this post posted by a user by the name of Rachel H. Their full name is in there. I'll just redact it. And this is in Rachel Doodles and Sketches VIP Facebook page, where it reads, "Important, please read. Rachel is going through a lot right now. She has surpassed her entire month of October sales in just 5 days. She has a lot of orders to go through and will probably be pausing the website for a short time. Additionally, there is some other drama, only semi-Michelle related, on Threads. If you can, please Grumpy's Greeting Co. on Threads. She is claiming that Rachel has harassed her to the point that she felt she needed to block her. This is untrue. Rachel only placed an order with her and chatted with her about the Michelle saga. It is now Grumpy that is encouraging people to harass Rachel, and Rachel is now in a very poor mental state. Rachel is asking you please don't comment or engage with her comments, but please anything that is encouraging people to harass or dox Rachel. We just want to bring her some peace, and starting more drama in Grumpy's comments will only make it worse. Thank you for everything that you do for Rachel and for Doodles. We can't do this without you." And this gets to another level. What about placing an order? What is this about? Word on the street is that Rachel allegedly purchased items after all the success that was happening, and people were then publicly comparing Grumpy and Rachel. Word on the street has it that Rachel purchased some stuff from Grumpy as, maybe if you look at it from the benefit of doubt as a consolatory, like, "Oh, like go support my friend, da 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 da." But it kind of inevitably caused some more conflict between the two in more comparisons being driven, etc. But the can of worms gets bigger because another point of contention arose about the situation, and it's about Rachel's art, because allegedly she doesn't actually make all of her own art. This is a thread posted by Life and Alex, and Alex writes, "Okay, Threads, do your thing. Rachel claims to be the original artist, but her sketches aren't consistent, and it seems that in addition to faking a whole human being for likes and sales, she also seems to steal art. Who are the original creators of these? All three on her page. All different." And this is of K-pop Demon Hunters, and as you can see, they are all drawn in a super different style. You can typically assume, artists experiment with different styles here and there. Typically, if they were to draw the same character, they would look pretty similar, and the style is very different And Alex adds, just FYI, this is her assistant who's trolling all the negative posts about Rachel Doodles, standing up and justifying her actions. And the other Rachel says, clarification. She purchases many designs from other artists and has permission to use them, like these, but also makes her own designs. But about the designs, we have other people showcasing. There's Pixelcast Designs VIP, where it looks like Pixelcast made the designs, and it reads, the license allows small businesses to produce up to 200 yards or end products per file. One license must be purchased for each file. The license is valid until 200 yards of fabric or 200 end products are produced. Once cap is met, you must purchase an unlimited license for that file. The license is only for small businesses with 2 or fewer employees. It doesn't apply to large businesses that mass produce for commercial gain. This is another one posted by Roll Gothica. So this is Zara Rose Designs, and these are more K-pop Demon Hunter designs. And a commenter adds, so this person along with the other one sells the rights to their artwork to be able to be used for stickers among other things. This StickerGate person most likely bought the files and also the licenses to print stickers with said files. And Sarah adds, she has this note under every sticker I've looked at. Copyright notice. I do not sell or claim ownership of the characters or graphics. All images belong to their respective copyright and trademark holders. Here's another post from Rachel, October 20th. I got a horrific email not long ago spitting and swearing and angered over my evil, sinful stickers. I figured it might have been something a little more controversial. Nope, it's this sticker. Marriage is equality for all. You got another hateful email about your political stickers. I wouldn't call marriage is equality for all political. That should be the standard. But I'm only stating this just due to the other stickers that Rachel has made. And Rachel adds, I think I need to buy some designs with Baffy the Baphomet. I have access to a Care Bear version too. Maybe then their reactions will be 3% valid. So here again, Rachel is admitting that they themselves, at least in this piece, did not make the work. People are adding 2 different points, where Alex adds, Rachel's issue is she allows people to assume she's creating the art herself. And other people are talking about the copyright because again, like these are K-pop Demon Hunter designs. The copyright isn't owned by the artist. The copyright is owned by K-pop Demon Hunter. Another user, Drimsy Studio, writes, does she not even draw the stickers? This is on all her sticker listings. I'm confused. I thought she was an artist. What does this mean? It's the same copyright notice. And Drimsy adds, for those who say this is regarding IPs, this disclaimer was found on this listing and others like it. Now, I use Shopify too, and you can set templates that transfer across all listings. But why would you put this on your own artwork? And you can see, scroll to the bottom for product information. And other people were speculating that potentially Rachel's work also is AI generated, and this person adds that they couldn't find a single post showing any of her process. Not too confident about it, but my AI senses were tingling. And other people in the comments were agreeing as well. This one, I am always a little like, about, right? Because like, if somebody says they're an artist and they don't post a single process video, a single sketch, a single work in progress, doesn't mean you're not an artist. Some artists do not want to show their work in progresses for various valid reasons. It's just interesting because when it comes to a case like this now where people are speculating about the integrity of your work, there's nothing that actually is protecting you because you have no example of you making the work. Apparently, Rachel's also selling stuff from Canva. Dylan the biologist adds this post of a cat in a box where it says staying in my comfort zone. And Dylan writes, oh, they really are just made in Canva. And for Canva, if you look up cat in the box, it's a premium icon here. According to Canva's TOS, if you have Canva Premium, this is a premium asset, so I'm assuming they have Canva Premium to access it. You can sell designs created by Canva Premium, but you can't resell it as a standalone product. So because Rachel modified it by adding text, I think that means it's okay. Dylan adds, I guess this is already known, but I had to verify myself. Rachel has a vague copyright notice on the product page, but I think reasonable people would assume it means commissioning or licensing artists directly, not Canva Pro. It's all legal, but should be stated clearly in the FAQ how much of the work they are selling is original, as I'm sure that's a frequently asked question. And Dylan adds, this is no hate towards Canva. I use it often, which is why I recognize the Canva-ness of these stickers. It's more the act of copy-pasting Canva graphics in a market filled with hand-created art feels cheap, disingenuous, like selling Walmart produce at the farmer's market. I don't know, I normally just say not for me, but paired with the email thing, it gives me the ick. I think for me, it kind of reminds me of the 3D printed articulated dragons. You know, these things that are like overrunning all maker fairs now, essentially. It gets into a really tricky situation again, where it's like, okay, 3D printing is an art, right? You can take a 3D printer and you can go and like model a 3D design, put it into your 3D printer and have it print out. I printed some stuff. My dad's printed me some things. I have like a little cat that looks over my doorway, not in this room, but my bedroom that my dad printed. But, you know, it's an art when you do the 3D modeling and printing yourself. There's the other side where you use it as a generic printer, right? Or you can go online and download a existing file and just print it using your printer. And then it comes out. How much artistry is involved in that? That is up to you to decide. What is your interpretation of it? I'm curious. I would love to hear your thoughts, right? In terms of art prints, if you go on Pinterest, download an art piece and print it out, did you make the art yourself? I would say no, because you printed it. You didn't actually draw the art. Now, you draw your own art piece and you go to your printer and you print it out as a little print, and then now you have it. Did you make that artwork? I would say yes, you made it. You drew it yourself and you printed it. So I do think the sticker stuff kind of falls into a similar realm. I would say the Canva stuff involves more designing because, you know, the text was added, flowers were added to like make it more cute. So there is a design aspect added to it. But then for the other stuff, like the licensed artwork that somebody else drew, but you legally purchased the license, legally in quotes, because it's K-pop Demon Hunter IP. So technically they couldn't even really sell you the copyright in the first place. But that's a whole different conversation. But, you know, you bought the license for the art. You're legally allowed to do that. You're legally allowed to put it on a sticker and print it. That's totally fine. Like what other people are saying, I just think that's where the transparency comes in because people are purchasing stickers from you assuming you made the stickers and you did not. Or at least not all of them. I don't know how many were licensed and how many weren't. Because we have this post from Solely Thriving, who a lot of people were liking this, probably in the same feeling. And Solely writes, I came across StickerGate last night before bed, and the only thing that stuck with me is these people aren't drawing their own designs. Like, I think I'm the most naive person in the world because as an artist, I assume these people just worked really fast to have new stickers every 5 minutes, but they're not making it themselves. I'm not being mean or rude about it, I promise. I just am really surprised, and I guess it's another example of me creating obstacles for myself where I think I have to adhere to a certain standard before being able to sell stuff, essentially shooting myself in the foot. And other people in the comments were agreeing, being like, yo, I hand draw my stickers and I was so confused as to how other people, like this creator, had so many coming out so quickly. And other people felt like Rachel's branding was disingenuous because their name is Rachel Doodles and more. Doodles is like, you know, the act of drawing a simplified quick, you know, cute drawing, sketchy drawing. It would imply you hand drew it. So people just felt like it was disingenuous branding because it leaves people to assume you made it yourself. Like there isn't enough transparency about the licensing and the fact that some works were like made in Canva for people to again have like a full informed decision when they purchase from you. There was also this situation with Artsy Aries Project, writing, if anyone's looking to get this sticker ethically, I am the original artist and I have it in my shop. I would love to spread the message F Ice. And this is a sticker where F Ice is written in ASL using hands that are drawn to be looking like melting ice. So apparently this is a sticker design that Rachel was actually selling on their shop. And somebody asked, did they have a commercial license to use your work? If not, I'm so sorry, and that's screwed over. And Aries says, we did an exchange of designs. So it was consensual, and I'm glad the message F Ice is being put out there. Just makes me sad I haven't gotten a sale yet, and it's one of her most popular. Lesson learned next time, just to keep my original art. She just has a bigger following, but now it's seen that the following is manipulated in a way. It makes me sad as the artist. So then we have this where it's like, yeah, the design was legally acquired, but like because it was a trade consensually, but it is icky if you're going around bragging, oh my God, look at the sticker that made me like so many sales. And the artist you traded with made nothing. Like, is it a trade? Yeah. Did you guys agree on it? Yeah. Does it still feel bad? Yeah, it does. And about the whole Rachel doesn't make her own art thing, there was a lot of discourse about it online because like a lot of sticker business people were like, well, licensing is a thing that like sticker businesses have been doing. I guess the general public is now finding out about it, but it's not like we're lying about it because behind the scenes, I guess, as businesses, we've all known this, something like that, right? And that many people use Canva to make designs, so it's a common thing that people do. Many people purchase licenses to sell. This is my personal thoughts. I just think at the end of the day, it's transparency. I wish I had the screenshot again. I am so sorry that I keep saying this. Rachel had a post where she was advertising her stickers as being handmade, specifically using the word handmade. I have the link, but it's private, so it won't open anything. I would argue that's disingenuous, right? Because look, are you technically correct? Yes, because if you own a printer, because we know Rachel has one, and you print the sticker designs yourself and you cut it out yourself either by hand or with a Cricut. Did you, I guess, hand assemble it? Yeah. But when you say handmade, people typically assume roughly from start to finish if it's a sticker, right? And we can use like flexibility in other aspects. If you say like a clothing item is handmade, people typically don't assume you hand wove the fabric yourself, but they do assume that you hand sewed it, right? So same thing with the stickers. If you say the sticker is handmade, people are going to assume you made the design and you assembled it, whatever, together yourself, right? Like printed it, put the shiny matte paper finish on it or the glossy finish, and then cut it with your Cricut. People are gonna assume you did it yourself, start to finish. So I would personally feel that it's disingenuous advertising to advertise a product that's handmade when it's not actually fully handmade. The design was licensed, right? Just be transparent about it. Somewhere on the purchase of the sticker, like this is a licensed image, da 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 da, and not one generic catch-all at the very tiny bottom where it's like, I don't own the copyright. I think that would go a long way. A lot of people on the internet as well, artists were saying, well, I'm a disabled artist and I license images so that I can keep up with the public demand of like having new stuff all the time while also managing my disability. I saw other people saying, well, like, you know, you don't need to like output this much, da da da. It's always a tricky situation. Again, personally, I think at the end of the day, it's just being transparent about your process. If you're going around saying it's handmade, people are gonna think that you made it from start to finish. It's like the same as like occasionally you'll see a jewelry seller and they'll be like, our jewelry is handmade. And you find out like technically yes, but it's handmade by some dude in China in their factory. So people are gonna assume you made it, not a factory made it. You're not wrong in saying it's handmade technically, but you know what people are thinking and you know that you're not delivering that. There's that. And this is kind of just somebody's comment on Threads that I personally agree with. The user is Mango Illustrated, and they write, not to pile on, but while we're on the subject of StickerGate, I need to share a pet peeve. People who sell designs they've purchased for commercial use or made from Canva elements that are not meant for commercial use, or God forbid, who sells AI designs, having a business name that implies they do the drawing or designing or lettering or doodling themselves. Just my hot take as somebody who draws all my stuff. Another commenter, Amanda, adds, this is one of my biggest pet peeves too. I draw all my own stuff. It comes from my own brain. I've had so many people ask me recently where I get my designs because they're so used to seeing the sticker maker girl boss girlies who buy whatever file is popular and print and cut it out. And that's if the general public is even clocking that these people aren't creating the original files. I think most people can't tell or don't know what to look for. And another commenter, the short writer, adds, this reminds me of when I first started making stickers back in 2020. One of my friends bought one and showed her coworkers. The coworker told her to ask me for the SVG, the vector file, because she didn't want to buy the sticker from me, but she wanted to make them for her friends. I was so confused and hurt at the same time. People are gross. There was a whole side thing too, because people on Threads were like, I actually make my own stickers and draw them by hand, so buy from me. And then a bunch of people on Threads were then upset, people who like didn't hand make their stickers or didn't hand make all of them. And they were like, how dare you brag about hand making your stickers? Like, you think you're superior. And then other people on Threads were like, well, I mean, we took the time to learn how to draw, so it is a flex, you know, and just like anything, if you have a skill, a talent, you're really good at music, it's a flex to brag about it, right? You're totally entitled to like flex this skill that you've took a long time to acquire. So that was a whole little side thing that was happening. I hope you guys like this like kind of like chatty, long-winded summary of this, because a lot of screenshots are gone due to the fact that I was half awake at 8 a.m. in the morning. Now we get to part 3, the apology. This was pinned to her page, but it's obviously not visible because her account is private. Rachel posted, I am sorry. I effed up. The whole Michelle thing got bigger than I ever imagined. What started as a silly response to an actual troll forum turned into something that I thought would be a silly marketing opportunity. Then when the interactions went viral, I saw it as an opportunity to chip away at a debt before Christmas. But I also know some people felt misled and lied to. I'm genuinely sorry. I am not a scammer. Product was ordered and this wasn't a ploy to take money and run. If you have concerns about your order, please reply to your order email. I will not be handling order information from Threads. The support from so many of you through all this means the world. Thank you for giving grace to a human just trying her best. I hope I can give all of you the opportunity to rebuild that trust moving forward. Additional information. Rachel H. is a separate assistant and is not me. A lot of people on the internet on Threads were tearing apart this apology for numerous reasons, right? Because they felt like Rachel was downplaying it, being like, it's a silly little thing that I'm going through. Meanwhile, it's quite more than a silly little marketing opportunity. This is an elaborate scheme where you made a fake persona called Michelle and then sent yourself all of these hate emails, okay? And you committed to this. You hard committed. Because look at the timestamps. And by the way, for those asking the times, she kept flexing the times, right? You are sending yourself massive 5-paragraph MLA format Times New Roman size 12 font essays in your inbox 6, 7, 8 times, starting from 2 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. You were doing this for 14 hours. I'm getting a little heated because it's just like frustrating, I feel like, and I don't know if anybody else feels this way, to see people try to scam in this way. That's not a silly little marketing opportunity. This is like a calculated scheme, a calculated marketing vertical. Let's go back to the emails, right? Email number 3. You'll refresh your sales page and wonder how the hell my one comment turned into a whole business vertical. This was a marketing ploy to try to scam people by playing on their emotions to generate sales for you. And then the second line here, people were criticizing this line as well. I saw it as an opportunity to chip away at debt before Christmas. They were like, people basically felt like this apology wasn't genuine because they felt like Rachel was once again trying to manipulate people's emotions in this apology. Like, oh, just poor little old me. I have all this debt and I just wanted a happy Christmas for my family. So I wanted to do anything I could to get rid of the debt. Do you know how many people are in debt that don't actually scam their way out of their debt and they just do it the legitimate way of like, I don't know, saving their money, cutting corners of like buying, little treats for themselves. They could put more money in their pockets, snowball method or avalanche method, whichever method they choose. Here, people broke apart this line. I also know some people felt misled and lied to. I'm genuinely sorry. Hello? What do you mean I know some people felt misled and felt lied to? You lied to people and you misled people. It's not they felt this way. It is you did this. You made a fake persona using your own phone number where you sent yourself like 8 or 9 separate hate emails, which was all sent with this fake persona, and you used this to generate sales because of sympathy. You lied to people and you kept doubling down over and over again. Michelle is such a hater. Mish hell. Da 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 da. And this whole time too, which makes it even worse, which is why I'm so frustrated, she was bragging about how much money she was making the whole time. And you can tell, not only again, if you somehow follow her through her private so you can still see, you will scroll and see, unless she deleted it, there's a ton of, I made this much money. Oh my God, I can't believe I got a 10,000 followers in one day. I made $10,000 in one day. I'm not a scammer. Product was ordered and this wasn't a ploy to take money and run. Again, here's again the twisting of words. You are a scammer because you made a fraudulent marketing ploy. People purchased from you to support a political side they believe in. They see you, they see that they align politically with you, and that they want to support another fellow person that they can see themselves in, especially somebody who's being victimized, allegedly, by this MAGA hater mom. The product that was ordered was not ordered through genuine means. The product was ordered because people felt sympathy for you, manufactured sympathy for you, manufactured by you. That is a scam. And another commenter, Dog Hair Inc., posted a screenshot of the apology as well, and they write, "This is truly disgusting. We as makers with principle have lost real business from our political views. Rachel Doodles thought it was cute to engage in fraud by misleading customers with pity marketing." Another commenter says, "I have zero money for Christmas, but I'm not gonna lie for money just to sell my book." That's not an apology. Another commenter said, quote, "Some people felt misled and lied to," end quote. Is she perhaps referring to the people that she misled and lied to? No accountability at all. Another commenter said, "I stopped reading her story when I realized she was selling AI art and products in the first place." And Dog Hair said, "Yep, I saw the AI slop too." But did you think that apology was genuine? Because we have another update. A commenter added, "That's weird because," and this is an email where they emailed saying, "Hey, I'd like a refund, please, thank you." And Rachel responds, "Hi, I completely understand your decision and want to sincerely apologize for how the Michelle situation unfolded. It started as a social experiment that grew far beyond what I intended, and I recognize it caused confusion and frustration. That was never my goal, and I take full responsibility." So was it a genuine hater that you just took it and ran with it to try to get a little bit more clout? Or is it a calculated social experiment? Because it can't be both. Another commenter adds, "This will be my last post on this issue and I'm going to be kicking the algorithm in the butt to get this out." She named the harm. It's a good start. She donated $500 to Soulforce. Also a good start. As Grumpy has suggested many times, stop dumping any additional gas on the fire. And this is a screenshot where Rachel wrote in her Facebook group, "I caused harm because I lied. My actions this week led to confusion, hurt, and mistrust, especially within a community I deeply care about. That's on me." Accountability means more than words. It means recognizing the impact, not just the intent. Because of that, I'm donating $500 to Soulforce, an organization working to heal the very kind of harm I contributed to, harm rooted in fear, division, and misuse of community trust. My goal moving forward is simple: reduce harm, rebuild trust, and do better. I cannot post on Threads at this time. Please feel free to screenshot. And there was also an apology sent to Grumpy as well. And Grumpy posts, I got an apology this morning. And listen, I appreciate it, I really do. But the damage is already done. Not just to me, but to other small business owners who got dragged into this mess. We're now labeled as untrustworthy because of somebody else's fear and confusion. I've been accused of conspiring with a person I barely know. My name, my business, my integrity, all questioned. So Rachel emailed writing, apology and accountability. I want to sincerely apologize for my actions this week and the harm they caused you. When I asked my assistant to have my VIP members report comments that might have been encouraging doxing or harassment, I was acting out of fear and confusion. I was blocked from seeing the interactions and mistakenly assumed that personal information was being shared. That assumption was wrong, and I take full responsibility for the impact it had. I also recognize that my own hurt led me to misinterpret your posts and see them as attacks instead of expressions of your feelings. And this is again because Grumpy was like, please stop comparing us. I feel inadequate. I feel like I'm not doing enough. It wasn't ever like a screw Rachel. Never got that from Grumpy's post. That reaction caused more harm, and I'm sorry for that. You didn't deserve to be put in that position, and I regret my part in escalating things instead of handling them privately and calmly. I'm committed to learning from this, repairing what I can, and making sure my actions going forward don't perpetuate further harm. I respect you and your work, and I'm truly sorry for how this unfolded. Thank you for taking time to read this. I wish you peace and healing from all this too. But this goes a bit deeper. Here are some people's feelings first. The Nerf Herder Co writes, the fact that the use of deceptive marketing earned a business $10,000 is absurd and is a slap in the face for those of us struggling to swim upstream against the algorithm. Not only did this business lie, they also use stereotypical political divisiveness as a tool to get engagement and orders. It's absolutely disgusting, and I hate they were rewarded. Please, for the love of all that's holy, do not copy this tactic and have morals. Man, I'm pissed. And this is the first point of contention that people feel like, right? Because people are getting tired of pity marketing. People publicly, there are other creators, book authors who have used pity marketing as a tactic to generate sales, and people are fed up. I myself too, to be honest, because at the end of the day, right, when somebody is going through a rough situation and they're like, yo, some sales would help me out, empathetic people would want to support. Many times when I see posts like this, I will buy from you because I want to support. And eventually you get tired of getting freaking scammed. And it sucks because people who are genuinely in need in a tough circumstance, who a little bit of sales would help bail them out, people don't believe them anymore because there's people like Rachel who make posts like this to generate artificial sales. It's going to dilute the trust of the community. Sucks. And it feels bad if you are somebody like Nerf who is trying to play by the rules and do it the genuine way without, I don't know, scamming people, and you're struggling, but somebody who is lying out the bum is reaping rewards, $10,000 in rewards for it. It's frustrating. There is a second conversation, and I'm hesitant to share actual quotes from people due to the fact that these people were also getting harassed. But the second narrative I've seen floating around is race. And everyone always gets why did you bring race into it? There are nuances, and just open your mind for a second, okay? Because oftentimes we see that white women get to make statements like this, do high-level scammery, like what Rachel did, making a fake account, 8 to 9 massive emails. How do you sit down and write this much hatred about yourself, also subtly glazing yourself at the same time? Send yourself 6 emails over the course of 14 hours and then post them one by one on your page while in between bragging about how much money you made and be okay with that? I don't know. Then to put out a little apology oh, it was a silly little mistake, I'm sorry, and have an army of people being don't worry, we all make mistakes, I forgive you. I'm gonna be real here. And if you don't believe this is true, I might implore you to maybe revisit some stuff. If a POC woman were to do that, they would not be receiving the same level of sympathy. They would not. You will often see POC women, especially darker skinned women, maybe the tiny little controversy would happen and they get dragged through the mud. But a white woman, oh, boo-hoo, it's a silly little mistake that I made. Oh, you're forgiven. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, scam us again. It's fine. Maybe I'm being that too woke friend here, but it's just a little interesting to see, Public reception is always interesting. There is that nuance that plays into it. It's not, why are you bringing race into it? Da, 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 da. Maybe just try seeing the other side, Maybe another creator that isn't white who has experienced something less severe than this and see how the public receives it. Not the same. And the reason why I'm not showing the creators that actually made comments about this, because you open their comment section and more people are shitting on them in the comment section. And I'm like, oh God, man. Another creator said, there's something sinister about making fake email accounts to pretend your small business is getting hate mail so you can sell more product. But take a look at this, guys, because likely this was not Rachel's first rodeo. Auntie Creates writes, y'all, Rachel has been playing y'all for months. It wasn't just the blanket emails. She's been posting fake emails the whole time. Maybe the first one was real, but after she saw it make her money, she decided to keep it going for months. And this commenter says, I'm starting to realize that and I'm feeling very dumb this morning. And Auntie replies, just watch for patterns. I posted a few days about her, but I didn't put her name in it because no one else was clocking her the way I was. But my point was to watch for patterns. Like they say, first time's an accident, second time's a coincidence, third time's a pattern. You want to see how many times it's happened to Rachel? That she's gotten these hate emails? The receipts provided by Crochet WKT. Just found this. It's worse than we thought. Mind you, she's making $10,000 a month lying. This is a post posted by Rachel, October 20th. 328 likes. F your mental illness at stupidsl, you know what, .net. And this is a form submission into her website form. Name, you're a lazy bee. Oh, boohoo, you were in the hospital. Wow, such a hero. Everyone's got problems. You're not special. Maybe if you spent half as much time working as you do posting about your feelings, you'd actually contribute something. You think people owe you money for drawing stickers? LMAO. Must be nice living in your little make-believe world where mental health is a full-time job. Try waking up before noon, getting a real job, and maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't have to cry online. Again, I just want to point out the fact that the hater always types with proper grammar, full-time job is properly hyphenated, make-believe is properly hyphenated, and just maybe is inserted in between two M dashes. You built an entire marketing campaign off my email, M dash, my words, M dash, and I didn't see a single cent. That's theft, comma, Rachel. I don't know, when people go in my inbox and tell me to go end it all, it's never with proper grammar. Here's another post. This was again the marriage equality is for all sticker, talking about horrific email she received. This was a day before, October 19th. Here's another hate email Rachel received, October 12th. Oh, yippee, this is my boyfriend and my anniversary, 6 years. From commiehater420691621 at youstupidrword.net. I can't believe anyone would give money to a communist-fascist art factory. My grandpa taught me better than to fund people who hate America and draw cartoons. You make me look at your garbage website for 5 whole minutes. You owe me $5 Venmo for the trauma and an apology on your knees. Remove anything that makes me feel less superior or I'll tell everyone at the truck stop and the church bake sale to shut your site down. This got 2.3 thousand likes. What do you mean in the period of 2 weeks you received 10 hate emails? Hello? And also the emails all have the same format. It's like generic hater username, some numbers at, and then some hater like email handle with proper grammar, all of them. And they all seem to conveniently participate in a church bake sale. Like when I was attending church, like, you know, back when I went to a religious school, we didn't have bake sales that often, okay? It was like once a month max, maybe like every couple of months. It wasn't like a weekly bake sale thing going on. Maybe, but more power to you if your church was doing that. You know, we love bake sales. Oh my God, here's another one. October 8th. Lost a customer today because my art supports Big Pharma. She said she's adding me to her local mom group's don't support list. Honestly, if I'm banned from the essential oil MLM crowd, I think it's a career milestone. So yes, Doodle and Sketches supports public health if that's not abundantly clear. The email, no@notsharingmyemail.com. Hi there, comma, Rachel, period. I just wanted to say I used to absolutely adore your art and your message. I bought from you in the past, blah, 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 and I recommended you to my mama tribe. M dash, until I saw your post about vaccinations today. I can't even begin to tell you how disappointed I am. Another M dash, proper grammar, proper punctuation. And again, the same formatting structure where it's like paragraph, 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 almost as if you went to ChatGPT. Just because you type with proper grammar doesn't mean use ChatGPT. I like to type with proper grammar, well, depending on what I'm writing. In a hate email, again, MLA format, size 12 font, 3-paragraph essay in here, in every single one of your 12 hate emails at this point, this got 1.3 thousand likes. Another one, 3 days before that, or like 4 days, I can't really count anymore. October 4th, got a contact form today from somebody who printed out my website for their prayer group and anointed their flagpole. I'd say I've officially made it as an artist. Nana Banana Jesus Lover, 5 numbers at hotmail.com. I don't even know what kind of demon glue you're sniffing to think these stickers are funny. Every one of them is an insult to God, America, and people with common sense. You think it's brave making fun of patriots online? It's not bravery, it's plain sad. I think it's funny because in this 4-paragraph essay, they're typing with like slang. Instead of everyone of them, it's typing M. Instead of making, it drops the G. But it kind of looks like they went to ChatGPT and was like, type me a hater message from somebody who types in a Southern accent. Because why is the grammar, again, so proper? So October 4th, we have October 8th, October 12th, 4 days apart, every single one of these. October 19th, October 20th. And then the most recent one was October 31st, November 1st. somewhere around there. You want me to believe in a 5-week window, you have 6 separate people with the same looking email handles sending you the same formatted hate messages. Conveniently, each post was getting you a lot of likes. It can happen. There is a possibility that I could enter the WNBA. It's not a 0% chance. There is a percent chance I could do it. The likelihood of that happening is turbo low though. Maybe if I suddenly out of the blue got really, really, really athletic, maybe it could happen, but I'm just gonna end this entire saga with this. Rachel's first hate email, sent 2 a.m. in the morning. And the sign off, don't worry, because karma catches up to people who build success on lies and cruelty. You can laugh now, but deep down, you know you crossed the line. And that concludes the StickerGate scandal. Don't send hate to any parties involved. You are only stooping just as low as what this person did by sending hate to them. Do not do that. And honestly, they low-key probably would want you to do that because then they can make more posts generating sticker sales. That's wild. That's all I have to say. I would love to hear your thoughts with respect in the comment section below. Again, please don't send hate to anybody involved. So if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I also have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide, and I stream on Twitch 3 days a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will get my wisdom teeth taken out tomorrow as of filming, but by the time you see this video, I would have already gotten it taken out. So I will stream on Twitch the moment I can talk again because I don't know when that's going to happen. I have to get all 4 taken out. So we'll see. It's going to be a little rough. But yeah, hope to catch you guys on one of my streams or in another video.